Welcome to this webinar, which is the first part of our AI Age webinar series. These webinars will be looking at a number of areas, including products, solutions, and Westcoast recommendations. But firstly, we're going to set the scene for the new age of selling and outline the opportunities it can bring and the way we should be thinking about them. We'll begin with an explanation of what the new age of selling looks like and how the market has shifted, and it has shifted markedly. Originally, technology was machinery, as the agricultural age saw a move from manual labor to easier and smarter ways of doing things. These were devices powered by everything from horses to engines, enabling users to work smarter, not harder. We then got smarter again as we moved to the industrial age of standardization, centralization, and automation. And the information age was, and is, an era of turning knowledge into revenue, with communication and collaboration resting on a foundation where information is king. Now we're shifting again into this new paradigm. The way that technology is consumed, delivered, and paid for is changing, and with a greater emphasis on agility, flexibility, scalability, and innovation. Not to mention speed, because as it says here on the slide, the future belongs to the fast. And of course, this is translating into apps and storage as we shift from an era of IT to the data era. In the beginning, we had mainframes, servers and clients, and then the internet with a second generation. Now we're again looking at that change in the consumption and delivery of tech, edge-centric, cloud-enabled, and data-driven, with next generation access enabling new or upgraded access to networks that will allow substantial improvements in speed and quality of service. The shift that I've talked about has meant that both IT influence and spend are rising through businesses. And because being digitalized is now seen as a business enabler, which can differentiate an organization from its competitors, we're seeing IT's role having touch points right the way to the top. Businesses need to become faster and more agile with a focus on partnerships and collaboration. They want to discover better ways to work, to spend and consume, and prioritize enhanced experiences for employees and customers. These aims and ambitions permeate throughout, including through lines of business and leadership. We're seeing IT's role evolve to encompass not just products, specs, and solutions, but also business strategy and finance. Let's look at what this means in terms of opportunities. We've seen that there's a need and willingness for businesses to be agile, collaborative, and to prioritize experiences. We've also heard how we're moving into the data era and that there are fundamental changes taking place in the consumption and delivery of technology. No matter what companies sell, their success is measured by speed. Companies will continue gathering vast amounts of data, and behind these systems will stand secure, high-speed and transparent networks, joined by powerful, flexible storage and compute, analyzing and making decisions based on all that data. These solutions will no longer live in the data center alone. They'll be deployed all the way from the edge to the data center core and into the cloud. When combined, these ambitions and evolutions are pointing us towards the future of business. The enterprise of the future is going to be edge-centric, cloud-enabled, and data-driven. Throughout all of this, the harnessing of data is a common thread, unleashing its power as it continues to grow beyond prior imagination. to an almost mind-boggling 175 zettabytes by 2025. This tremendous amount of data, combined with the capabilities of AI, will give us intelligence, and intelligence really does change everything. If your customer wants to be an intelligent customer, they need to be always on, always fast, and built for innovation. But while that sounds good, it can't just happen overnight or with the flick of a switch. What's required is an intelligent data strategy that incorporates the capabilities we see here on this slide. And that's where we begin to see the types of sales opportunities you can now grasp. In the new age of selling, what are the foundations you need to put in place to make the most of the opportunities? How can you engage your customers on topics such as intelligent data strategies? And what's in it for you? Firstly, ensure you're telling a story that represents the bigger picture and sets yourself apart from your competitors. But while you're telling that story about the wider IT landscape, the shift we've been hearing about today, and that role that intelligence is going to play, ensure that you're also focusing on customer outcomes. How can you enable them and align them to the customer's business strategy via an intelligent data strategy? Elevate the conversation so that it's happening at a strategic level and create a new perception of storage at HPE. Drive competitive market share gains and deliver a customer experience that parallels its technology vision and leadership in storage. And importantly, when you're telling this larger story and having these conversations, you will uncover additional opportunities. For example, selling HPE Primera, Nimble, Nimble DHCI, SimpliVity, and cloud data services with HPE PointNext. We'll be focusing on these additional opportunities in the next part of this webinar series. I'd like to finish for now, though, with an essential element for you and your customers, and that's their ability to embrace digital transformation. It needs to happen across the business, including in the key areas of technology, people, processes, and economics, so that it can fully leverage the changes and opportunities that we've been hearing about. As we can see here, many business leaders think they've got it all covered, but the truth is very few of them have. Digital transformation is a journey towards continuous real-time optimization across processes, divisions, and the business ecosystem of a hyper-connected age, where building the right bridges between front-end and back-office, data from things and decisions, people and teams, technologies, various players and ecosystems, etc., is absolutely key. Accelerating digital transformation means implementing intelligent software-defined solutions. It means developing skills, processes, and a culture to keep pace with innovation. And it involves investment strategies and business models to speed growth. These all tie into them becoming edge-centric, cloud-enabled, and data-driven. Ready for the new paradigm, ready for the data era, and ready to experience the changes that intelligence will bring to their business. As mentioned, our next webinar will talk about the products and solutions that can help, as well as the approach that we at Westcoast recommend. And please don't forget that Westcoast technology solutions experts can support you when undertaking digital transformation projects. If you'd like to get in touch with them, you can visit tse.westcoast.co.uk and speak to one of our specialists. For now, thank you for listening.